Recording. And this month, Rich and I have really committed to both mastering for our own offices as well as helping our clients connect the dots with recruiting and AI. Like how can we write effective dialogues? How can we write, effective hooks and calls to actions for videos, all that, like, but do it without wasting time, saving time, taking video, cutting it and make it into usable content. So that's what this is all about today. And Rich and I have been learning from people that are winning and documenting what they're doing and duplicating it for ourselves and want to help you as well, because this is definitely a wave of the future. And sometimes it's a little bit much, it's a little overwhelming. So we wanted to simplify it. And this coincides with the gift that we have this month. So we're going to just dive right in and feel free to ask questions along the way. Rich, if you can watch the chat, I'm just going to go through what we have and then
Sure.
make sure that you guys have everything answered. So just to remind you, for those of you that don't know what Rich and I are up to with My Recruiting Collective, it's our monthly subscription for 99 bucks. You can give us a trial, see if you like it, and yet every month we're doing classes such as this, as well as the little staff or recruiting huddle that we have weekly. And we are giving away or preparing a gift for you that's either usable content for recruiting or like a hack book like we have for this month. And Rich, what are some of the classes that we've done recently and have on the docket? What are some of them that come to mind for you?
Well, right now we're going to be doing three AI recruiting classes in a row on specific tools. And, ChatGPT, as we all know, Opus Clips, which is a great one, and then ManyChat. And we're going to be doing those 3 consecutive weeks in a row during this time slot that our recruiting collective members have access to for free. And then everybody else in the company that's not part of that group, you can access this bundle of these 3 classes for $99. So that's just another one of the perks, is that we do they get a lot of free stuff.
Well, and we're going to record those because you guys aren't probably the implementer of much of this, but yet you need this done. So if that might be your agent services, your front desk, a VA, whoever, know that you'll have the recordings and that they'll have access to this as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. And really, let me ask you this question. When you look at social media, there are the big 3: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And at this point, 90% of adult population around the globe is using social media. So the truth is, you have to be at this point. If you're an agent, you need to be using it. If you're an office, you need to be using it. It is your billboard. You are influencers on those. And so I have a question for you guys. How many minutes per day do you guess the average adult American is on social channels? What would you say for minutes per day?
I just heard this yesterday.
Don't tell the answer then.
Okay. No, I was appalled when I heard it on their talk radio.
Yes.
Is it more than like 180 minutes?
Yeah, it's 4 to 6 hours a day.
Unbelievable.
So here's the truth of it all, you guys. We all, as team leaders or agents, do exceptional things. And when we hear, oh, you're just not telling your story, what we mean by that, or what's being said to us, is show off, show up. People are watching you. Are you displaying how Keller Williams is special? Are you displaying your value propositions? Really, are you showing off what you have? You guys are safe harbor in this recruiting season for so many agents that are with smaller brokerages that just don't have what we have. Are you using these channels to deliver? So that's what we want you to start thinking about, because it's true, you're seeing a lot of people winning. Second thing, and this infographic is driving me nuts, sorry, I don't know how to make it stop spinning. But what we've learned more than anything isn't about how fancy your videos or whatever are, but that you have in the first 10 seconds a hook and call to action. That is the difference between looking good online and lead generating online. So if I want a recruiting appointment and I want
Take a picture.
To share something, when you look at your video before you post, judge yourself. Just watch the first 10 seconds. Did you have a hook and a call to action? Because the truth is, if you actually look at, like, I'll show my YouTube channel to you guys, you'll see 18 seconds, 36 seconds, 22 seconds. That's how long they're watching a video that might be a minute long. So most of us that weren't getting leads, that were doing a lot of posting in the past with this one correction, are now getting leads. So I went from years of posting. You guys have seen me online for years. I wasn't generating a bunch of leads. I was maybe being influential, but not getting leads. As soon as we made that one correction, I now am gross 3 for Clearwater, 8 appointments that we've set, 1 post. And guess what? First 7 seconds, I have my call to action. I've taken care of business. So when we're showing you this, you know, look at what you're doing. In the past, I used to, like, if I was going to do an invitation video, like, hi, it's Jessica Fox, the Keller. Nope. Today it's, do you want to know what the top listing agents are doing to get their listings sold? Join us Thursday for a top agent mastermind. All agents welcome. Hey, it's Jessica Fox, your friend. You know, this is what we're up to. We'd love to have you, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do the blah, blah, blah after I have my hook and call to action. So if you are implementing this, that's step 1, because it doesn't even matter how great your content is. If it doesn't have that, it's not going to generate the leads you're looking for. So that is my first major lesson for you all, because it instantly made a change in our results. And follow who's kicking butt. So if you look at Gabby Maddox, I know many of you have heard about Gabby and all the success they're having. Ray, from this post that they spent $30 boosting, this is Ray Duvall just talking high-level team leader stuff. That video, which they boosted for $30 about 2 months ago, had already brought in $50,000 in company dollar. Now, when you look at those winning, certain truths exist. If you look, they have call to action right away, and they've called to action in the words that they use, and they use ManyChat to grab the lead and Cognito Forms to convert it. So if you look at this, it says drop the word MREA or DM us. So they've gotten many, many appointments from this. Gabby, about a month ago, told me it was about 30 appointments at that point, and they hadn't even reboosted it. So they're like, we're going to reboost it. I'm like, absolutely. Put it back out there, get it, you know, have it bring in more leads. And yet all you had to do is go to this post, type MREA, and you got information from them right away as the consumer, and then they were given your contact information. So that's how they lead generated with it. 50,000 in company dollar. A couple other wins just to mention is watch Andrew Polini in Philadelphia. He's crushing it. And yet he really cleverly uses ManyChat as well. And in this, if you comment on his, he instantly sends you really cool stuff. Well, what is that, you guys? That's a slide from last year's family reunion, right? So it's an automated thing. He doesn't spend a whole bunch of time doing this, but it's interesting. It captures their data, and it actually makes this lead generation, not just posting. One last more, Susanna, she's so sweet. She just posted something about how much she loves her family, her work family, with just a static image. She got in one day a mega agent responding to that. Next day they met, the day after that they moved over. So this isn't necessarily about just making video. It's just about being out there and winning with this. So keep that in mind. And you know, Rich and I are also working on this. So every time we're seeing something cool, we're sharing it. So if you're not friending or following us, make us a friend. We'd love to stay in the groove of this with you. Leads are one thing. Are you getting them? If you're not, stop and evaluate, but also look at your analytics. So when you use Facebook and Instagram, the Meta business page is your analytics. When you use YouTube, they have their own analytics. So I want you to know, you can see if this is working for you immediately. So if you have an implementer doing this for you, meet a couple times a month to talk about your content and what to post and what you've got going on and what to feature, but go look at your results. Are you headed in the right direction? And use the analytics that are naturally being created for you. So in Facebook, which is great, it'll tell you what time your people are most responsive to you. For me, it's 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. No idea what it'll be for you. Use that intel. Other intel is on your Meta Business page, you can see your analytics. Rich and I are crushing it. We're up 821%. Like, wow, not bad. All we're doing is implementing what we're sharing with you today. That's it. Our reach is up 426%. And what's so funny is they actually give you credit if you can get people to watch your video for more than 3 seconds. So when I'm telling you to put your call to action early, I'm not joking. 3 seconds is how they score you if you're successful. So, attention span to 0 to 1 minute, according to my group, is 0. And yet, how are you doing? Are you headed in the right direction? Are your analytics showing you good trends, right, Rich? I mean, Rich and I honestly weren't really effective here until we started implementing these things, to be real honest with you guys. Both of us kind of had pages, right, Rich? I wouldn't say that we were social media experts by any means. But you can
having an implementer is key. If like you, like me, like most people, Georgia, right on the line. If you don't have somebody doing it for you, it's probably not going to happen. Instagram posts, Facebook posts, these types of things. There you go. All right, you got an implementer. Yes.
Well, and here's the thing is if you need help, we can train your implementer. Your implementer can watch these videos and learn from us. You just need it done, right? So again, look at how you're doing, look at your subscribers. Are you going in the right direction? And then when it comes to YouTube, think of YouTube as your library, your storage library for all this content you're creating. Not everything's going to be visible. You can have unlisted content and listed content, public content. But really, this is your channel. For your office, does it show the energy of your office? Are there playlists? Can I learn about productivity coaching? Can I see what your top agents are doing? This is something that you can grow over time. And yet you can also have like your own special video. This is all free to do, you guys. So this feature video can also change for a returning person. So there might be an intro video about what you guys are all about. Might start with a call to action right away, right? Like, hey, have you ever wanted to check out what our #1 office looks like? Come and check it out. What if it was a tour of your office or a curated group of videos? So there's a lot you can do there. And if you need direction or help on that, that's what we're here for. So again, little plug again to these upcoming classes. If you kind of blah, blah, heard that and didn't really pay attention, this is us doing it live. And again, most of us learn like that, much better than us just talking about it and just giving you screenshots, right? So those 3 dates, anyone you want to attend will be recorded and you'll be able to share this after the fact. But the thing is this, I gotta tell you, I'm saving so much time and creating new talk tracks, new ways of asking for things. My video, the Opus clips alone, Ella, my assistant, says that's saving us somewhere between 6 and 10 hours a week. So, just know that this isn't another gadget or shiny object. This is a time saver.
And then for Opus Clips, this is something that Brandy will talk about on our team meeting on Thursday. But Opus Clips, what we're going to be doing at our team meetings is we're going to be recording our team meetings, like many of you do, right? Who has trouble getting people to show up to their team meetings, right? Who struggles with saying, should we have them on Zoom? No, we want to get people live, but if we have them on Zoom, people won't show up, and that whole dilemma. So what we're going to do is we're going to record our team meetings, and we're going to create these 20-second reels of some of the key things that happen in the team meeting so that we can send out a recap to all the people that didn't show up. We can also it'll be a great reminder for the people that did.
Rich,
and it's great recruiting too. Like especially if a speaker or whatever it is, and then it's like, here's what's happening in our office. So you can use it 3 ways. And that's from the one class we're going to do in a couple weeks.
It's such an awesome recruiting tool to create FOMO for those that are unplugged or
have an idea with them what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's like anytime you guys do anything well, no one's going to watch the 1-hour recording. But if you can give me 5 really killer sound bites and a link to the full recording and save the date for the next event, my FOMO is going to go up. And here's the truth. No one leaves the winning team. If I see there's so much good and things going on in our office that we're dominating, we're winning, we're got all these classes, we got all this energy, and I'm just not plugged in, that's on me, right? But if I'm not even aware of it because I'm so unplugged, that's on you. So think
Attention
about
problem.
how you can do that. So super killer idea. So again, in the book, just to kind of show you a couple of sneak peeks, we've given you like prompts to write dialogue starters, talk tracks for appointment setting based off the situation. A cold direct message, a cold call direct message. That's a text. A phone script, where you want to make it more conversational. So like for a phone script to book a meeting with an agent, you might say for prompts, create a conversational phone script for calling a real estate agent to invite them to learn about your brokerage. Our goal is to set an appointment without sounding pushy. Guess what? You'll get like 40 of them. It's pretty awesome in a minute. So these are all different little prompts for you to use in ChatGPT. We actually have 20 of them for you. In addition, lead response and follow-up and video script. So why an agent should join your brokerage. Write a 60-second video script where I, as a real estate broker, explain why agents should consider our team. Emphasize mentorship, leads, commission structure, and culture. Make it confident, friendly, and clear. Include a hook and call to action in the first 7 seconds. Boom. Okay. Now, for those of you that have invested in Corded and some of these other tools, some of this is already built in. Just do that. Don't be distracted by this. Just do that. It's already built in. And yet for those of us that don't have Corded, we can use ChatGPT for these tools. And these are skills you could really teach your agents, right?
Yep, and the Chat GPT thing. So again, off of recruiting, but leadership. So Georgia, you're leading regional calls. We're all leading team meetings. You can just type into Chat GPT. I just did this yesterday for a team meeting. What are the best sales strategies for Southern California, for the Southern California market right now? And it gives me a list of 20 or whatever, right? And then I'll just take 2 or 3. And I'll bring that up when I do my OP moment at the team meeting. And it's not that I don't know these things, but I got stacks of books and all the things that we've all been through, and it's just like, man, I got to go through this and pick a couple things to
It's
talk
just a
about.
time saver, and
Yeah,
it's not in
totally.
our DNA to want to do that, and it just does it for us. I just did it to write a productivity. I'm getting ready to interview a productivity coach, and I just had it do a 90-day PC program. It's like amazing. And then it said, do you want me to do this for dual career? And I go, yes. And then it did it for dual career. And then it said, do you want me to create a calendar? And I said, yes. And then it created a calendar. It's like, this is
reading your mind.
It's fun. I'm sitting here going like, oh my God, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
It is, and you can get caught up in a bunny trail. So again, we in the book, we wrote out some prompts so that for a beginner, you just get going. And it's so fun to share every now and then, like how people are winning with this. So exactly it, and we can learn from each other. But I've now saved that prompt to always include at a call, a hook, and a call to action in the first 7 seconds. And that's something I have on all of them because it's just I forget to do it otherwise, right? And yet it's so much better than what I do on my own. So go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I think this is, I'm so glad you guys are doing this. Number one. Number two is, I think this is the next, because do we have like a bunch of team leaders on here, I guess?
Yeah.
Guys, I think, listen to that podcast with Jason, number 91, about MREA podcast about AI. What I'm telling my region is I said, I think this is like AI is like the next magic bullet, that if we can get ahead of this and use this as a hook, Jessica and Rich, to when you're wanting to get an appointment and say, what AI is going to be doing, are you using it? We can be the forerunners on using AI and kind of get ahead of the curve of other places like, Coldwell Banker, ERA, Remax. They're not focused on this stuff.
Well, no, they're so anti-progress
Right.
in a lot of those ways that we're going to be light years ahead of them.
Right.
It's just like anything. If we choose to be a gang of implementers that experiment and share winning moments and just keep pushing it, it'll happen. And yet it's just about this, what we're doing today is sharing what's working for others, but documenting it so that we don't get lost in it, you know? So again, we have a bunch more prompts. I don't need to share everything with you because it's in the book, and the demos are us using those, but just literally
You know what Opus Club?
yesterday, I took my worldwide call and I took a class that Rich and I did for agents on how to dominate the second half. We dropped each of the links, both hour-long sessions, into Opus Clips, which I spend $23 on a month. And it broke down both of those classes in over 60 clips. And all of them were over an 80% or higher to go viral. I was able to load up my YouTube channel with enough content for Rich and I to market ourselves forever, I think, you know, and yet that was just from 2 classes. And yet what Rich said before was so smart with like the team meeting. So one of the other trends or one of the new habits we've made is when we've had a killer class, we do a post-event touch, just like Rich was saying, you know, maybe it was a top agent panel. We might just drop 3 little shorts as a sorry you missed it. Here's a few sound bites. Here's the next event, because it's like the best marketing in the world is, and it's the best FOMO creation. So it's like a new step we're doing for not only internal to engage our agents and say, hey, we wished you could have been here, you know, plug in for the next one, but also outward facing so that someone that may be tempted to come, but kind of afraid to come or a little intimidated to come can sense what they're missing and might be the tipping point. So
It's a way for you to showcase your environment to people that don't come in, and the recruits, right? We all want people to come experience our environment that are outside agents. This is a way to showcase what's going on in your office at the highest level, because you're going to pick the high energy pieces of the meeting. So I think it's great for retention. It's great for recruiting. And it's great for, you know, engagement with your people. And as you mentioned, if we're teaching these things, meaning you're teaching these things to your agents and how they can use them for listing presentations and objection handling and things they're wanting to do in marketing, they're all going to show up to that class.
Yep.
Including recruits. It's going to be the new hot classes that you watch at Mega Camp. The ones that are busting out of the room is going to be the AI classes, you know, and that's going to be like that for probably the next couple of years. So be, like Georgia said, be at the front of it.
Yeah, use it, be a leader. And when you're using it, then you just don't get behind. One thing that we'll share though is once you've started generating leads, it's just like anything with leads, speed to lead, you know, lead response, being effective. So ManyChat has a free version. I do spend a little extra so I can have all the bells and whistles. It's a $15 a month investment if you do all the bells and whistles. And that is for the lead that you get at 8:07 p.m. or Saturday morning. It will rot before you get to it, and then you'll have no conversion. So ManyChat, for example, let's just say I say, put your email or comment your email or comment the word MREA or comment coaching or whatever. I give them a prompt, a call to action in the word. What they do is they do that in the chat and then they get my deliverable. So if I promised them this hack book, they get it right then and there, which is wonderful delivery. And then meanwhile, you can connect the dots with Cognito forms to capture their data. And so we're going to show you how to do that in the last mini class. Andrew Polini has crushed this though. And I coach him, so I can tell you guys, he doesn't lead generate much anymore. He's lead receiving, but it took him about a year of consistently crushing it on social media. If you look at KW Philly, it's a really cool office. It's got a killer vibe and he's attracting that way. But I will say, and I'll say this, if you look at what he's doing, he's really emphasizing the environment. I would do a more balanced approach with training, more emphasis on training and the environment and maybe the vibe. It's very much vibe focused. So again, do whatever you want. However, all these folks are winning with recruiting. So again, he has a great touch there. One of my other clients, Jessica Borden, she's out of Chattanooga. If you're not following her, start following her because she's a riot. In hers, I'm just going to bring it back up properly. In her, this is the cutest. If you go find her today, she does this little funny video where she pretends she's a new agent. So it's cute. But when you follow her prompt, what's on the screen over on the right is what comes to you immediately when you do what she says. And so she's, again, lead generating very effectively, and she's having fun and being humorous about it. So it's like the 10 questions a new agent probably should ask before they join a brokerage. And it's kind of a fun meme. So again, winning moments from quite a few different people. And yet what we've learned is if you don't tie something like ManyChat and Cognito Forms in, you lose a lot because you're getting a lot of leads late at night, on weekends, whenever. So I would suggest that you dial it in all the way, or you're just not going to get the great conversion that some of these other people are having. And they're not expensive. Cognito Forms is free. And that is one thing I learned from Gabby Maddox, is that they have a form and they ask a whole lot more questions than what I have on this example. You can ask whatever you want, and you can make certain things required, certain things not. Now, Google Forms, very much similar to this, right? Many of us are really familiar with Google Forms. The difference between Cognito Forms and Google Forms is that based on certain answers, you can deliver the lead to different people. And that works for us. If I'm your team leader and Brandy is the person that gets all the unlicensed leads, you know, for K-score or whatever, we can have it so that only the licensed ones are coming to me and the other ones are going to her. That's nice because, again, it's speed to lead with a lot of this. So that would be why we say Cognito Forms over Google Forms. They're both free, but that functionality is really pretty killer. So just remember, we're passionate about helping you guys accomplish this. We've got the classes coming up to break this down, to do it together, to ask more questions. Grab the book, play with it, share it with your team, because this is about recruiting, right? And you want to engage the whole team on this. Okay, I know we went fast, but that's a lot in 30 minutes.
That's why we're breaking it down in three specific classes for each one.
Yeah, so you can really get a feel for it. So
All right, so the chat let's says, what's ManyChat? I think you explained that, and maybe Brandy had that question. So can you explain that in like 2 sentences, what that is, how you would describe
ManyChat
it?
is when you say, it's a program that you can say, if they comment this word, send them this. If they comment this word, do that. It's really easy to set up, and my VA will probably have her on one day just to show people how to do that. So, and we'll get into it in that class.
And Kira
Thank
says he
you.
loves Opus Clips, and he says, when do I get my book?
You get it today. We just did the video, so it's supposed to be August gift, so probably August 1st. Cool. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll stay on for you, Georgia, for a few extra minutes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, bye guys. Have a great day. Thanks for being here.